I think Dr. Sharmila has joined the meet.
Yeah, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sharmila.
Good
Nice to see
afternoon.
you.
Can you hear me? Is my voice audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible.
Okay, thank you.
So it's a pleasure to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you.
And as all of us know today, energy crisis is probably the most critical aspect of our lives, though we may have other issues. And we would like you to address our students on the importance of conserving energy and how best we can minimalize our desires and demands and spend on wants so that we give a better world to our future generations. And also, maybe as children are so young, they may find it a challenge to live in the future in 10 years to come if they do not understand the importance of conserving, saving, spending less on energy. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to thank the management of PASP Millennium and the staff and the students for having me here with you all. It's nice to see schools back in action after a long time post prolonged COVID break. It's nice to see children getting back to schools because my daughter is also in class 12 this year. And I find so many children are so happy to get back to school, because meeting their peers and getting to interact with them and having physical classes once again, I think it's a very, very healthy sign that we are slowly getting better from the COVID pandemic overall. But still, they say that a third wave is imminent. And so I would also like to request all the children to kindly follow all safety precautions, both at school as well as at home, and kindly insist others with whom you interact to also follow the safety precautions, because a third wave doesn't seem to be very far away by the way these people, the news that we get to watch says that a third wave is quite imminent. So that apart, I think every decade, almost once a decade, the world seems to be looking at some kind of a pandemic or some kind of a global change like this. And one other issue that we've been constantly talking about, and especially for the past few years we've been talking about, is energy conservation and energy efficiency. I think even the government of India for the past over 6 to 7 years, they have come out with a lot of good schemes that promote energy efficiency and energy conservation. And also this global warming and the carbon footprint. We've been talking a lot about that. So, of course, making the world a very healthy and a safe and an energy efficient place to live in we need to bring about big changes in our way of living. Even our the style of living or the way we live, I think we need to bring about a lot of dramatic changes. But that will be possible only when each one of us as an individual tries to bring about some changes in our personal lives, in our day-to-day lives, in our day-to-day practices. That will probably contribute, even though it may seem like a drop in the ocean, it'll probably contribute a lot towards bringing about a sea change in the coming years. And three important things which I found, because when your class teacher told me that I'll have to address children, then I thought I should do a lot of reading up, because children these days are very smart. They know a lot of things much more than us, much better than us. So I did do a lot of reading up on energy conservation. Three important things which I found was one is the utilities commonly which we use in our day-to-day lives, and the food and transportation. So these are the three main things which probably we can bring about changes in our lifestyle, by which we can contribute in our own small way towards conserving energy and towards bringing about a more energy efficient society. Food. Number one and most important priority is food. I realized, you won't believe, somewhere around May, when I was reading up a couple of articles, it said that red meat tends to consume more energy, and people who actually consume more of red meat tend to expend more energy and leave more carbon footprints. And it health wise also, as a doctor, also probably we all know that red meat is not very a healthy choice of food. So that is probably the first thing I did was I quit non-vegetarian food completely in the month of May. And I said, no, let me bring about a change. I think let me start from myself. And then I slowly, I quit non-vegetarian. I started looking for good protein alternatives in vegetarian food. And as and when I started looking up and as and when I started reading up, I found that vegetarian food has so many good, lovely choices that you can supplement with. And local produce has so much more. It goes it goes a long way into conserving so much more energy when we go in for local produce, when we go in for seasonal fruits, when we go in for seasonal vegetables, when we go to when we buy from vendors near us. I think all this goes a long way towards reducing our carbon footprints. And again, towards a healthy life also, I think it helps us do a lot of positive changes in our lifestyle when we follow a healthy diet. That was one thing which I found, one of the major aspects which I found that I could change in my life towards leading a better life and towards conserving more energy. Second thing was the utilities, the electricity and the appliances which we use at our house. See, I am basically a very obsessive compulsive person. I have this compulsive need to switch off the lights whenever I leave a room, switch off the fan, switch off the lights, and see that the door is locked. See, all these things I've been doing it right from my childhood days. I used to wonder why, because earlier when I was a kid, my parents used to insist when you leave a room, you have to switch off the fan, you have to switch off the light. So I used to find it a bit cumbersome earlier, but then I think it became a force of habit for me. And now I'm actually really thankful and happy that it was actually inculcated into me when I was a small kid. Because now I feel that when I read up on articles, they say it's better you switch off the lights and you conserve energy, you conserve more energy. And this is one habit which I really picked up in my childhood days, and I still follow today. When I'm not in a room, I make sure that the lights and the fan is switched off. And similarly, I started using less of the air conditioner off late. I've shifted to keeping my windows open because I felt more ventilation is necessary in our house, in our home. Now, once after the advent of AC, invariably, if you see most of the homes, every bedroom has an AC, and almost invariably the windows are always closed and the blinds are always drawn, and the room has no natural ventilation at all. Most of the families I've noticed, most of the children I've noticed, they never open up the bedrooms, they never open up the rooms, and they never allow natural light or natural air to flow into the rooms. So this is one habit which I made it a practice over a period of time, over the past 1 year almost. I've stopped using the air conditioner. I've started using more of natural ventilation. Morning for my morning coffee or my morning break, I take my breakfast or take my coffee and I go and sit in the lawn. I get in more of natural sunlight and I spend my time over there. I find that it's more relaxing also, rather than being shut up in the bedroom or being confined to your room or being confined to your living room. I felt it gives me an opportunity to go out also. And so I would suggest that a lot of us should make it a habit of keeping our windows open and letting more of natural light come into the room. In a country like India, where we see summer almost for about 8 to 9 months a year, most of us experience unconditional heat. So I think a lot of these solar-driven appliances can be put into use. I don't know how far it's feasible in a day-to-day home life, but we are making that effort also from my side, and personally looking out to how much a solar driven mechanism can be used. So we had this solar heaters installed. I had these solar power heaters installed in my terrace, and now I use solar power heaters instead of the usual water heaters. Even in spite of that, I've stopped using a lot of hot water itself per se. I've started using regular cold water, and I've restricted my use of hot water because I read somewhere that hot water, the heaters tend to produce tend to use more energy, and tend to consume more energy. So this is one thing which I generally follow in my home. And one other thing which I generally follow in my home, simple things, which can actually go a long way in conserving energy. If you're not utilizing an appliance, an electrical appliance in your house, please switch off the plug and unplug it. Because leaving the plug inside the socket can also consume energy, is what people told me. So they say it's always better to switch off and unplug the device if you're not going to use it, be it a television, be it your microwave, or be it your a mixer or grinder or any electrical appliance for that matter. Unplugging the appliance goes a long way in conserving energy. Similarly, using stabilizers or proper insulation goes a long way in reducing a lot of excess energy. And good simple techniques like how you reposition your furniture. A friend of mine told me that during summers or winters, the simple way of repositioning your furniture itself helps to conserve a lot of energy, helps to bring in a lot of light and warmth into your house, or helps to expel a lot of cold. It kind of I don't know how far it is possible, and I've still not tried it yet, but I still have to try that out. But a friend suggested to me that you can try that option out. Then, apart from that, transportation. Again, wherever we travel, with the rising prices of petrol and diesel, and fuel prices are hiked on one side, and inflation is growing on the other side. So I think we as citizens, probably what we can do to contribute towards less efficient use of such non-renewable sources of energy is we can go in for carpooling, which a lot of parents, as a parent, since now my daughter has started going back to school again, we have her friends and a couple of parents, we have clubbed in together, and we have made it a point that one of us drops them and one of us picks them back. So that way, all of us get to do the parenting job also. And at the same time, all of us try to, we don't land up using all our vehicles, and we don't land up spending more energy. So this carpooling we've been doing for quite some time, and I think it's become a force of habit now that we've started out a timetable, like, you drop them and you pick them back, and this kind of thing. Then, so these three things, like food, transportation, and our day-to-day use of electrical energy, and water, of course. Simple things, we used to take water so much for granted. But over a period of time, we have realized that every single drop is precious. And unknowingly, or just unassumingly, we're just unaware of how much water we waste a day. It's not intentional. Unintentionally, we'll end up wasting a lot of water. For instance, when you brush your teeth, you invariably have the habit of inadvertently opening the tap and then brushing our teeth. And we happen to waste so much of water during the time that we brush our teeth. Similarly, we all enjoy a good shower, no doubt. I enjoy my shower once in a while, but I realized that taking a shower, as compared to filling a bucket of water with water and having a bath, it helps to save so many liters of water. And similarly, using recycled waters in our commodes when we use our restrooms, all these goes a long way. So now what I have done in my house as such is, the water which my maid servant here at home, the water which she uses to wash the vessels and utensils and all that, I made it a point that I've made an outlet where the water gets collected in a pot, and then I tell her to not waste that water and instead use it for the plants, and use it to clean when she's using the water to clean the outside garden, or the pathways in the house, or the front gate, and in the stone walkway which is there in front of the house. Then I tell her, why don't you use that water? So these are the small changes which I have done personally. And one other thing which has really caught my attention in the recent past was this terrace gardening. So like everybody seems to have started this what do you call this habit of having your own garden in your own house, where you have, even in a small house, in a small terrace, you can grow your own fruits and you can grow your own vegetables, where we land up growing our own healthy vegetables and fruits, and using them for food. So all these kind of healthy practices from our side as an individual, I think it will go a long way to contributing towards conserving energy and using energy more efficiently. And apart from all this, I think this conscious thought that I should not spend excessive energy, I should conserve energy, I should conserve water, and I should always be aware of the environmental impact of my actions. This constant thought should always be behind at the back of our heads, and this awareness should always be behind, this thought should always be behind our heads, so that every time we do something, the conscious awareness that we are doing something, we are contributing our own small bit to a healthy society, to a healthy world around us, to a clean environment around us, will take us a long way. And today I've seen, from my days, I think we were not talking too much about environmental conservation or preservation in my days when I was a kid. But now I think we've reached a stage where we have to be more vocal about that, and we have to speak more about that, and we have to address this issue more seriously. So that has really helped. I would say that schools these days have gone a long way in doing that. My daughter's school and PSBB, also I've seen that they've also been very active in addressing these issues. And the very fact that children are at a young age are being taught to be aware, and being taught small life habits which they can follow as a way of life, which will change their life for the better, and also go towards providing a clean and a healthy environment, is a very positive change which I'm seeing amongst children and the schools today. And I'm really thankful that the schools are addressing such pressing issues, and academics is not just restricted to formal education, but it's also an awareness and an overall contribution towards a better society, and towards becoming better individuals. And I'm really thankful and happy that schools like PSBB are motivating their students in that direction. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Let us contribute our little bit towards a more healthy society and a more healthy world around us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, students, if you have any questions. Venkat?
Amma,
Yes, thank you.
here wrote, ma'am. Ma'am?
Yes, tell me, please.
Yeah. I had out what is the difference between energy efficiency and energy conservation?
See, well, if according to me, if a same task is going to a similar task is going to use a less amount of energy, then it's energy efficiency. For instance, where we use ordinary bulbs, where if we can replace them with LED bulbs, which use comparatively lesser energy to do the same function, then I think that will be energy efficiency. Whereas energy conservation, any act of ours which is going to help in preserving energy and spending less energy is definitely energy conservation. So,
Okay.
May I also add one thing here?
Yeah.
Recently, I attended a webinar where the person very clearly said she was a young person who was very interested in energy conservation. And she very rightly said, in the good olden days, you never had street lights. And in those days, when about 100 years back, and therefore the habit of switching on the light in the porch or the portico or the front door was there. But today you have lights everywhere. So actually, we don't need to switch on the lights after 6 o'clock. Maybe for a few minutes we could do that. The light outside the house or outside the home, because inside there are enough lights. So that is again, I think, energy conservation. You don't use it at all because the street light is always there. So,
Thank you.
Sangamitra?
Hello, ma'am. Shri Gurubhyo
Hi.
Namaha, ma'am.
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Ma'am, what are the techniques you use to cut down the electricity bills, ma'am?
I told you I have this compulsive habit of switching off my lights wherever I go. So I'm very, very obsessive about that. So whenever I'm not in a room or whenever I'm leaving the room, I switch off the fan or the light switch, or even if I'm using an appliance, all the electrical appliances in my house, they're unplugged when they are not in use. I don't even leave the plugs on the socket. I remove it. And most of the time we try to all family members, we try to spend a lot of time together. That way, both of us, all of us are in the same room. So we don't need to leave on lights or fans on and they switched on in the other room. We always try to do things together, watching television together. That way, all of us watch in one room. So all of us spend time in one room. So these are some of the ways which I try to cut down on my electricity bill. I've stopped using a lot of the air conditioner, and so I prefer using natural ventilation and the ceiling fan instead. So that way I've cut down on my bills. And as I said, I don't use regular water heaters. I'm using solar water heaters now. And apart from that, refrigeration. I had 2 refrigerators. And I realized that I was doing nothing but store more and more food. So I immediately got rid of one. Now I use only one refrigerator. So I use it as minimally as possible. So I believe in eating fresh food. I don't believe in storing food. So I stopped the habit of storing food. So since I have a one small refrigerator, I leave it's a small refrigerator.
oh, that's very good. That's interesting. And I think that's a huge lesson to all of us, because
no, it makes a lot. Yeah, ma'am, it makes a lot of difference, because you know what, when you have a huge refrigerator, you tend to purchase things which you think you need, but you will not need, and you keep storing it for a long time. And after a period of time, when it expires, you just throw it out. So it's actually a waste of so much of food, money, energy, expense, and all that.
Absolutely.
Now that I've brought it down to a very small, I have this basic 165-liter fridge at home now.
That's great.
So
I'm impressed, because rarely do you find people having a small refrigerator. Even if it's a small family, you have a big refrigerator because you can store all provisions inside. It's become more like a steel almirah.
And I've very strictly instructed that provisions would be brought only as and when necessary at home. I don't do my monthly grocery shopping. I don't make a list and do my monthly grocery shopping at all. As and when something gets over, I ask the guy, because the provision store is just a stone's throw away. Any of us, we just walk up and we buy the provision that we need. That has actually gone a long way in helping me eat healthy also. Because I've started eating healthy. I've started eating fresh food. I've stopped stocking up on food. So that way, it's made me more healthy. And I've stopped buying things which have a very short shelf life. So all this has contributed towards very healthy eating, and towards it has made a major change in my electricity bill also, to be honest.
Okay.
It's gone a long.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Sangamitra, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes.
What can we do to cut down carbon emissions?
I think less use of our vehicles for starters. I think we can walk down to the store nearby or walk down if it's a walkable distance. I think we should walk down. Even I started doing this just about a year back. All these I started doing just about a year back when I realized that I landed up with a health issue. When I realized that I need some exercise and I need to become more active. So that's when I started doing this, that I started using the staircase instead of the lift. I started walking down to the nearby stores and walking for my basic needs. I thought I'll walk and get things done. It made a lot of changes both ways. One, it actually showed a very positive effect on my health. And second, I realized that I was also using less energy. When I stopped when I stopped using the lift, my electricity bills came down because I was even for a small thing, even for a small issue, I used to take the lift. But now I'm unless it's more than 4 flights of stairs, I don't take the lift. If it at least up to 4 flights of stairs, I know that I can climb. I know I have the stamina to climb, so I make it a point to climb, and it has actually shown a very positive effect on my health also. Similarly, nearby, if there is anything if there is anything that I need to purchase, or if I need to go to the nearby temple, or if I need to go anywhere nearby also, I prefer taking a walk. It's nice actually to actually walk along with someone and chat. You actually don't find the distance very cumbersome. It gives a very positive effect on your health also, and it helps to conserve energy also. As I said, I send my daughter to school along with a couple of friends of ours. We carpool and we drop the children and we bring the children back. And that way it has helped us a lot. I started using the laptop more than my desktop because I felt that the laptop consumes less energy than the desktop. These are some kind of changes which I have made, and food, as I said, my food, I rely more on local produce rather than going for I prefer going for seasonal fruits and vegetables. That way I feel I leave less of a carbon footprint leave less of a carbon footprint. And also it's healthy also when you stick to your local produce and your seasonal vegetables, because you are actually used to a particular climate. When we live in our country, in a tropical country, we are used to this climate. So when we consume food which is native to our climate and which is conducive to our climate, I think it also leaves overall a very, very healthy impact on our life. So all these are my sincere attempts and in a small way to reduce the carbon footprint.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You talked about little drops of water, but I would like to say that little drops of water make a mighty ocean. So a small beginning.
Yeah, it always helps. And I think the awareness also helps, because we have to keep telling others also. I have made it a compulsive habit in myself that I keep telling others, please switch off the lights when you leave the room. Please turn off the faucet properly. See to it that you've closed it completely. Because sometimes, they just tend to close the tap like that and they leave and you find that the water is dripping. So I've made it initially, my people at home used to find it very irksome when I used to keep repeatedly telling them that, They used to sometimes get irritated also. But now they've made it a habit. It's become a habit for them. So they close the tap and they take a second look to see that they have done it properly. So it's become a habit. So I keep doing that when I go out, when I go to my office, when I go to my school premises, when I go to the shooting spot. In fact, I keep.
I think there it's very important that you convey to a large number of people. Very true.
We reach a large number of people over there. We work with a large number of people. I keep repeatedly telling them, switch off the lights, because we use a lot of electricity there, and a lot of water is used. A lot of food is being wasted in the shooting spot. So I always tell them, please do not waste food. And one other important thing is off late is plastics. I've seen to it that I've tried to avoid a lot of plastics, and I've started adopting more recyclable papers like paper bags. And when I go to the market now, I carry cloth bags with me. Though plastic bags are available in the market for a price, I decided no. So always I've kept a couple of cloth bags are always there, either in my car or even if I'm going out at home. A couple of cloth bags are always ready. So wherever I go, I see to it that I'm using paper bags or cloth bags or recyclable forms of bags. And plastics, I've made it a point to avoid plastics. And there was this habit which my mother used to have, of collecting plastic bags. I think a lot of people do that in lots of homes.
In those days, yes.
Yeah. They have an obsession for plastic bags.
Yes,
They collect all that and put it in one big bag and they will keep it. So I made it a very strict. It's very difficult to teach the older generation. That you're not
That's
supposed
true.
to
That's true.
if we use plastic. But after my repeated requests, now my mother has stopped using plastic altogether. And so I think the way we keep constantly telling this to other people, at least if you're able to make a change in one person's life, I think you've achieved a big thing, because small changes like these is what transforms as a societal change, and what transforms as a change in the society is what transforms as a global change. So I think everybody should put in their 2 pennies.
Yes, absolutely. And you are in an industry where you can have a huge impact. And your shows are seen, your serials are seen by others. And when you talk about energy conservation, preservation, and how to minimalize our lifestyle, I think that can have a huge impact, more than other people in other industries. So I think,
actually,
it becomes your duty probably. No, I should not be saying
actually,
that. But,
no. Actually, you know what? I go to an extent of inadvertently inserting it into the dialogues also. சும்மா இப்படி ஒரு சாப்பிடுற சீன் இருக்குன்னா சாப்பிடும் போதே I just tell them, no, சாப்பாடு வேஸ்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, தண்ணி பார்த்து யூஸ் பண்ணு. These kind of things, it comes inadvertently in my dialogues itself. I try to make it. I try to insert it into the dialogue so that it reaches the public. It is a small way of contributing. It may seem very trivial, but it goes a long way in actually reaching the people. So
absolutely, nothing is trivial. Everything is important, and some of the dialogues can be very pertinent to our pungent, or it can definitely make a huge impact on the viewers. Definitely, and especially women. See, many of the serials are viewed by women, and I think we need to reach the women, and nothing like the entertainment industry. And you can make a huge difference in the lives of people. Definitely.
So what small contribution we can do, we will definitely do towards society.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think PSBB is doing a really good job by promoting this, and I wish all the students all the best.
Thank you.
And glorious future ahead. Thank you
very much, ma'am, for spending your valuable time with the children amidst your busy schedule.
No. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Deshna, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the school, I express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Sharmila, who has spared time from her busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this would surely help us in our future events, ma'am. I would like to thank our principal, vice principal, teachers, and all the participants for attending the event. Thank you and have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. The PSBB Millennium School Coimbatore is doing an Energy Ambassador Program 2021 along with IAEMP and a Rotary Galaxy Coimbatore. I really appreciate the effort taken by the management and the teachers and the students, and I sincerely thank you all for having me as a special guest today. We had a very productive and a very informative interaction today. Thank you very much for all your efforts towards building a very healthy and a safe society, and wish you all the very best. God bless you all.
See, we have to save energy. See, the energy we save ourselves, right? Yeah? Like 30 years what do you call as incandescent bulbs. Lights my walls are 40 walls. Photo growing up. Tube light LED lights, bulb options, technology is so much. This is the energy efficient bulbs and lifespan and those bulbs are talking about the traditional lights. Chakra fire whereas these are the 100 bulbs. When you find somebody using traditional lights, make them understand the benefit of LED lights. Otherwise, LED lights are the benefit. As children, destination area share your mind. That's a very good idea. Like Appala pictures, I don't find any pictures. So like my parents, they used to arrange like when I was in school, very cute school buses and ella area from buses. So what our parents used to do is like pictures. Then the children on the same used to do pictures. So that is a very good idea. Like pandemic, endemic, keep that in mind and do carpool. Okay, and in the Mari microwaves, cooking time save on the ocean. How many of you use microwaves for cooking times? Good, that's fantastic. Yeah, reheat பண்ணுறதுக்கு gas stove வச்சு ரொம்ப நேரம் கொதிச்சு சூடு பண்ணணும் போது இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பண்ணுவோம். பட் அது தேவையில்லை. நம்ம ஃபாலோ பண்ணி recently read an article about energy ambassador program that you can participate பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. And I heard you were all rock stars in that. So happy for you PSBB students point too. And many congratulations to you and your teachers, of course, for training you and motivating you.
In what way you are saving energy? All you people.
Awesome. Speak. Ma'am, we go to nearby shop by cycle, ma'am, for conservation of energy.
By cycle.
Ma'am, we turn off the lights and fans when they are unnecessary.
Very good. Very nice. In what all you do other than that?
Ma'am, we'll try to use the lights properly, ma'am. If it's not necessary, we have to turn it off. We do that, ma'am. We turn
Yes.
it off and daytime, ma'am. We use only at nights, ma'am.
Okay. Daytime it's not necessary for you?
Ma'am, we don't use the brush. You mean water while we don't need it, ma'am. While brushing, we turn off the water when we are.
Yes.
Off the tap. Yes.
Yes. You have to off the taps. That is nice. After that,
We can do carpooling, ma'am. Like if everyone in our neighboring are going to the same place, we can go share one car, so we can save the fuel, ma'am.
okay. Fine. So,
Ma'am, Tamil, ma'am. Ma'am, if some water leakage is there in some places, ma'am, if you see that means we can close the taps, ma'am. We can save water, ma'am.
okay. Right. You all are 9th standard, right? 9th standard. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, fine. நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்னா always படிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா? Night times you will read. I think hope you read, right? படிக்கிறீங்க தானே? அப்போ பேரண்ட்ஸ் கூப்பிடுவாங்க, வெளியில கூப்பிடுவாங்களா இல்லையா? They call you from their room. So கூப்பிட்டப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? What you people will do? You'll அப்படியே லைட்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஆன் பண்ணி விட்டுட்டு you'll go off, right? Right or wrong? Right. So you should not do that. You have to off the lights. Okay, switch off the lights. And if system is on, you have to switch off the. Okay, you have to switch off everything. Okay, அப்புறமா தான் வெளியில போகணும். ரூமை விட்டு வெளியில போயிட்டு அண்ட் பேரண்ட்ஸோட கான்வர்சேஷன் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறமா வந்து யூ கேன் ஸ்டடி ஆஸ் யூஷுவல். ரைட்? ரைட்டா? ஆமா, பிஃபோர் எல்லாம் நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், அப்படியே ஃபேனை விட்டுட்டு ஏசி ஆன் பண்ணிட்டு கரெக்டா சிஸ்டம் ஆன்ல வச்சுட்டு அப்படியே ஓடி போயிடுறோம். கூப்பிட்டாங்களா, ஓகே 10 minutes 20 minutes half an hour it will be going on like that. Am I right? So one day 10 minutes, whole 1 month 10 minutes you count down how much it takes. Correct? 10 minutes for 1 month, how much it happened? Correct தானே? Count. Maths யாருக்காவது கரெக்டா வருமா? கவுண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, எவ்வளவு ஆச்சு அப்போ? Daily 10 minutes into 30 days, how much? Sorry? Okay, anything. So, அதுக்கு 1 unitக்கு how much you pay? You don't know. இல்லையா? You don't know about those things and all. You have to know because you people are 9th standard க்கு வந்துட்டீங்க இல்லையா? You are not kids, right? Yeah, fine. Okay. யார் வீட்ல கார்டன் இருக்கு? யார் வீட்ல கார்டன் இருக்கு? ஓகே. சோ அதுக்கு தண்ணி எல்லாம் எப்படி நீங்க போடுறீங்க? எந்த வாட்டர் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க? Yes, you can use used water also, right? You should not waste water also. Water is very important. Correct? Correct தானே? ஆமா, யூஸ்ட் வாட்டர் நீட்டு சோப் வாட்டர் எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ண கூடாது. சோப் வாட்டர் எல்லாம் செடிக்கு போட்டா அவ்வளவுதான், செடியே சத்து போயிடும். So you should not use soap waters, but used water is very much good for plants. You can use for those things. Okay. Adu pannalam. Still you have lot. You can do it. Then next thing. Yeah. What is your name?
Tanya, ma'am.
Huh?
Tanya.
Hanya. Okay. So you tell what you will do.
What? For garden, that like,
Huh?
you're asking about that who has garden, for what, how I will use what.
Garden இருக்கா? வீட்ல garden இருக்கா?
Yes, ma'am.
இருக்கு. Okay.
Ma'am, for 1 pot we can use like 1 cup of water and use it with an bucket.
The plant, how much the plant need water, you have to use that. Okay. But don't waste water.
Okay.
Water is very important, right? அப்படிதானே? பாட்ல வச்சிருந்தா கூட அந்த பாட்டுக்கு எவ்வளவு வாட்டர் தேவையோ you have to do it. But used water is also very important. Okay. எங்க farms இருக்கு. Okay. பெங்களூர்ல we have our farms. அதுல what we are doing ன்னா ஒரு ஃபுல்லா ஒரு பெரிய இது டிக் பண்ணிட்டு fully we are saving water. Rain water எல்லாம் சேவ் பண்றோம். We are doing rain water save பண்ணிட்டு that water we are using. Seriously. உங்களுக்காக நான் சொல்ல we are doing that. Borewells இருக்கு, everything we have, but we can't waste that, no? So அங்க எல்லாம் மழை பெய்யுது, நல்லா மழை பெய்யுது இல்லையா பெங்களூர்ல? So we are doing that.
We can reuse.
So in that we are growing vegetables, lot of vegetables. And எங்களோட வெஜிடபிள்ஸ் தான் நிறைய பேருக்கு எல்லாம் அனுப்புறோம். சீரியஸ்லி அந்த வாட்டர்ல இருந்து so much we are doing. So you people also can do so many things in that. உங்க வீட்டுக்கு வெஜிடபிள்ஸ் நீங்களே க்ரோ பண்ணிக்கலாம். கரெக்டா? டெரஸ்லயே வெஜிடபிள் க்ரோ பண்ணலாம். எப்படி? இந்த வாட்டர் சேவ் பண்ணா, இந்த வாட்டர்னால வேஸ்ட் ஆகாம இருந்த வாட்டர்னால யூ கேன் டூ சச் திங்ஸ். ஸோ ரெயின் வாட்டர் ஹார்வெஸ்ட்னால வி ஆர் டூயிங் சச் திங்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி சேவிங்ஸ் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். கரெக்டா?
எஸ் மேம்.
நெக்ஸ்ட் வேற யார் என்ன பண்றாங்க? லாஸ்ட் கேர்ள், த லாஸ்ட் கேர்ள் கம் ஃப்ரண்ட். Now you tell.
Ma'am, I take showers, ma'am. Instead of using buckets, I take shower to reduce.
Okay.
And then,
Kitchen எல்லாம் அம்மாக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்றீங்களா?
yes, ma'am.
ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவீங்க.
Yes, ma'am.
அப்போ போனப்போ வெஜிடபிள்ஸ் வாஷ் பண்ணுங்கன்னா எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க?
Ma'am, I take a bucket in that and I put all the vegetables in.
வெஜிடபிள்ஸ் எல்லாம் வாஷ் பண்ணி அம்மா கொடுப்பீங்க. அந்த பக்கெட் வாட்டர் வாட் யூ வில் டு?
Ma'am,
அந்த வாட்டர் என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
ma'am, I put it for plants, ma'am.
வெரி குட், வெரி குட், நைஸ். இது நீங்க பண்றது இல்ல. யூ ஹாவ் டு டெல் டு யுவர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ, டு யுவர் சர்க்கிள்.
Yes.
கரெக்டா? இதெல்லாம் பண்ணா. அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் திங், ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம் என்னன்னா, எல்லார் வீட்டு முன்னாடியும் ஒரு பிளான்ட், சின்ன சின்ன செடி நடுங்க. தட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பிகாஸ் நோ பிளான்ட், நத்திங் வில் பி தேர். கரெக்டா? நம்ம I don't know how to tell in Tamil. Okay. Seriously. But I love Tamil. I love talking in Tamil. But I am not knowing. Please plant a tree. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. The message is taken.
Everyone, yes. Save. In that only you will get air. Air you can save. So in the எங்க PSBBM ambassador programல நீங்க எல்லாம் ஜாயின் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. So இந்த program நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் you have to do many good things. ஓகேவா? பிஃபோர் மாதிரி இருக்க முடியாது. You have to do many good things. Lot of changes I should see in new people. Lot of changes I should see in new people. And நீங்க மட்டும் இல்ல, உங்களோட சர்க்கிள்ல கூட நீங்க சேஞ்ச் பண்ணணும். சரியா? யா, எப்படி நம்ம சேவ் பண்ணணும், என்ன சேவ் பண்ணணும், எதுல என்ன சேவ் பண்ணா இட் வில் பி குட் அப்படின்றது யூ பீப்புள் ஷுட் டெல். ஈவன் டு எல்டர்ஸ் ஆல்சோ நோ, தட் இஸ் நாட் அ இஷ்யூ. ஓகேவா? சொல்றாங்கன்றது பிரச்சனை கிடையாது. அதுல விஷயம் இருக்கா இல்லையான்றதுதான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். Am I right? Yes. இப்போ நீங்க சொன்னாலும் நான் ஏத்துக்குவேன். பிகாஸ் இஃப் இட் இஸ் தேர் எனி நைஸ் திங் இஸ் தேர் இன் தட், ஐ ஷுட் டேக் இட். கரெக்டா? Like that, even you can tell to your parents also, and any elders, no problem, but tell. Make them understand. Future எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்றது make them understand. Okay. Saving is very important. Anyone wants to tell anything?
Yes, ma'am. Well, so thank you for joining us, ma'am, and you have spent a lot of effort and time, ma'am, and yes, ma'am. So we will surely follow your tips, ma'am, and so we will follow the tips you suggested, ma'am, and we'll work for making our planet beautiful and greener, ma'am. Ma'am, so we're coming from PSBB school, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll be connecting. Okay.
ஸோ நாங்கள் பிஎஸ்பிபி மில்லேனியம் ஸ்கூல்லேருந்து வரோங்க மேம். இஃப் யூ குட் சே மேம், நீங்கள் பிஎஸ்பிபி மில்லேனியம்ன்ற ஸ்கூல் நேம் இன்னொரு தடவை சொன்னீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்குங்க மேம்.
Sorry.
Ma'am, so we are coming from PSBB Millennium, Coimbatore, ma'am. If
Okay.
we are school's name again, it would be better.
I can't hear you properly. That is the thing.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Come again. Come again. It's okay. Come again.
Energy ambassadors. We are
Ma'am,
energy
we are the energy ambassadors of PSBB Millennium School, Coimbatore.
Okay.
So if you could include the name again, it would be better, ma'am.
Sure, ma. Sure.
Yes, it would be very helpful for
That
us.
is a great thing. Actually, even I am interested in joining you people. Okay. I'm very much interested. Always I'll be in touch with you people. Surely I'll talk with you people.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, actually, here I'm in work here, so I couldn't hear properly. Again, I'll connect with you and talk. We'll talk leisurely. That will be fine. Okay.
Thanks for your effort and time.
Okay then. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye bye. Have a good day. Okay. Bye.
வணக்கம், உங்க சாயலதா பேசுறேன். பிஎஸ்பிபி மில்லேனியம் ஸ்கூல் is doing Energy Ambassador Program 2021 along with IAE MP and Rotary Galaxy Coimbatore. Seriously, I appreciate this. In the effort school management எடுத்திருக்கிறாங்க இல்லையா, that's a really great thing. Not only school management, even though teachers or students, nice effort, good thing, very nice. Thank you.